Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Pancakes Plus, the video series about all things breakfast with special emphasis on pancakes and French toast. My name's Butch, I'm your host, and if you've seen our other videos, then you know I'm not a chef. I don't own a restaurant. I don't even work in a restaurant. I'm just an old fat guy that likes to cook. And one of my favorite things to do one of my favorite things is Girl Scout cookies. And the Girl Scout cookie that I like the best is Thin Mints. And I read one time that that's their most popular cookie, so I guess I'm not by myself. So I said to myself, wouldn't it be cool if you could have Thin Mint cookies for breakfast? And I agreed that it would be cool. So I started working on it, and this is what we've come up with Thin Mint pancakes. In this saucepan rather, I have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And as you can see, it's come to steam and it's hot. In this bowl, I have 7 ounces of good quality semi-sweet chocolate morsels. Now, you make sure you get a good quality chocolate. Don't have to go into the exotic or anything like that. Just make sure they're good quality. Just pour this steaming whipping cream over the chocolate morsels and just let them sit for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back to those. Now for our pancakes, in this bowl I have 1 1/4 cup of White Lily all-purpose flour. Make sure you use White Lily. To the White Lily flour, I'm going to add a half cup of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, Clever Girl baking powder, and 1 teaspoonful of baking soda, Arm & Hammer baking soda. Now, if you recognize this as our foundation recipe, you're doing great. Here's where we're going to deviate from it a little bit. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of the Hershey's dark cocoa. Make sure you get the dark cocoa. We're going to put that in there. Stir that up. Get that cocoa mixed in with all the other ingredients so that it will do what it's supposed to without having clumps and being nasty, having too much chocolate in one place and not enough in the other. I hate when that happens. So we've got that mixed up real well. And here we have wets now. We have 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk. Now this is the cultured buttermilk. It has a culture of the normal bacteria that live in the gut. It's not because it likes opera and poetry and stuff like that. It's got that culture in it, got that bacteria in it, natural bacteria. Now a lot of people take buttermilk to replace that natural bacteria for if they've been like on an antibiotic or some other reason. And the heat kills the bacteria, so you can't use this for medical purposes, for replacing the gut. You have to drink the buttermilk straight. And in here we have a 1/4 cup of canola oil. I like canola because it doesn't have much taste to it. It does have a high smoke point, but that doesn't really make a lot of difference to us here. Then we have 1 egg. We put 1 egg in there. Egg acts as an emulsifier to mix together the oil and the water and the buttermilk. So we've got that mixed up real well. Now then, we're going to add, put that down. We're going to add the wets to the dries. Get that stirred up. Now you don't want to overmix this. You just want to get all of your wets, all of your dry where you don't have huge clumps of dry ingredient. Some lumps are going to happen. Some lumps are okay. Just not huge amounts of unmoistened dry ingredients. Alrighty, so now we're going to let our batter rest for a couple of minutes while we let the, oh, I forgot about this one. To this batter, we're going to add 20 drops of peppermint oil. Peppermint oil, you could use peppermint extract. Peppermint oil is a lot stronger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You could use extract. You absolutely could, but you get a lot more flavor and a lot less volume by using the oil. So now then, here we go with our sauce. Let me see if I can find me a whisk. Yeah, this will do. Take your whisk, whisk that around like so. Stir that up, and you can see how the heat from the cream has melted all the chocolate morsels. And now then we're getting there. Makes a nice, smooth, chocolatey, very chocolatey sauce. And now then, as an extra added bonus to this chocolate sauce, we're going to add 10 more drops of peppermint oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if that's too much peppermint for you, next time leave a little of it out. If it's not enough, put a little more in. Alrighty, we're going to let our batter rest while our griddle over here heats up to temperature. We turn our griddle up to 350. And while it's heating and our batter's resting, we're going to take a break. So we'll be right back in just a minute. And now we are back. The griddle is heated up to temperature. The batter's rested. You can see here how it's got little bubbles forming in it. That means that the baking soda and the acid in the buttermilk has started the leavening process. Then when we get it on the heat, baking powder will finish it. So we're using a 1/2 cup measuring cup. We're using this as a meal. If we're using pancakes as a short stack or as a side stack, we use a smaller measuring cup, like a 1/3 or a 1/4. But for meal, we don't want to go away hungry, so we make 1/2 cup pancakes. This little griddle will do 3 at a time, which is pretty good serving actually for them to be this size. And now then, we're just waiting on them to cook. So we'll take a break here, or I could sing and dance, but I don't think you want to see that. Okay, our pancakes are about ready to turn, and the way you can tell, they get dry around the edge. You can see with the chocolate, it's a little hard to see. There's a good spot you can see. They're dry around the edge, and they have bubbles forming in the middle of them. So that means they're ready to turn. And this is when you put the butter on them. Put a little pat right on top of each one of them. And wait on them to finish cooking. We'll be right back. Okay, and these are about ready to plate. You can tell when you touch them that they spring back and there's no movement on the inside of them when you touch them like that. And I believe these are ready, Mr. Alex. So this is a stack. So we're just going to put them right here in the middle of this plate. And we're not going to try to shingle them or roll them or do anything like that. This is just a simple little pancake. And I'm a simple guy. I believe in the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. So we've got our chocolate mint pancakes. Going to put on our chocolate mint sauce. Chocolate mint sauce on top of that. Yeah. How about that? Does that look chocolatey? And we're going to put a little Ready Whip on top of that. If we had time or the inclination, we could make some homemade whipped cream. But we had neither of those, so we're going to use a Squirtum whipped cream. Squirtum up whipped cream. Also known as Ready Whip. And there you have it. There you have it. Chocolate Thin Mint pancakes from the Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies. Now this is Butch. If you've enjoyed the Pancakes Plus video on YouTube, well, like, subscribe. Be sure and subscribe and share and ask all your friends to subscribe. And until next time, we are wishing you Heart of Dixie dishes from the Heart of Dixie.